By the way,
Okay,
I have seen that in my background. There is a trumpets here. But sorry for that.
yes.
Yani, I don't believe
We will
in
try
these
to
things. I think
moderate
it's
it.
haram. I just discarded this one. You can see. Okay, I will change it later on. بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Uh, like just I just wanted to highlight that she was Sister Khadija. She was talking about like them train. This is before Ramadan. Huh? Be careful, not in Ramadan. In Ramadan they have to fast. Okay, but before Ramadan they can like start like some few hours to fast. Then afterwards, when Ramadan comes, inshallah, or starts, they have to fast the full day. And also we said that Shaban is a sunnah to fast most of the days also. So they can also, if they can finish one or complete one day, they can fast like one day per week or 2 days per week until they reach to Ramadan. Like it's almost like for 8 days, 6 days, 5 days, 3 days, whatever the case might be. But at that time, they will be, when they reach to Ramadan, they will be like trained or practiced for fasting. And the other thing I just wanted to highlight, because yesterday one of the students who asked me a question, then afterwards I talked to Sister Khadija that the question was that was not that much clear, and I thought that there is something maybe I did not myself understand the real question. So I will not ask the student again to ask the same question. I will elaborate. I will explain all the aspects related to the question. But at the same time, if the students they have a question, feel free to ask whatever you want. Don't be shy, because two things prevent you. As Imam Shafi'i, he said that two things makes a student or the person ignorant: the ignorant, the arrogance. That means you are arrogant, you don't want to ask, or the shyness. That means I'm shy, I don't want to ask. So maybe sometimes you are shy to ask, or sometimes you are not asking the clear question. Then the answer will be also not relevant to your question. Whatever. Also, because one of the students have highlighted some, like, let's say, some kind of a piece of information later on. So after the class directly, subhanallah, I just said, no, maybe that one, the first student who was asking, he was not clear about his question, maybe out of shyness. Okay, the question is, let's make it like that. If I break my fast, this is the question, okay? By, like, for example, intentionally eating and drinking, or anything that nullifies, not anything, but that things that nullifying my fasting. What should I do at that time? Like drinking, eating, okay? Now in today's class, we will reach to that point also. Which is the things that nullifying fasting, I mean. We say that that person, he has to make up for that day. It is a sin if he doesn't have an excuse. Without excuse, he just like, I'm hungry, I want to eat, I will not continue my fasting, I will drink, I will eat. Without a reason, without an excuse, valid, let's say, valid, it's very important, valid excuse, he said or she said, I will not continue. Then that time, this is a sin and has to make up. And we said that they will never be the same as he or she fasted during Ramadan. Okay, this is number. If there is an excuse, it's an excuse. We have the excuses, and this we said within the excuses. Whenever you make up for that day, it's just like you have done this in Ramadan, like like ladies when they have menses, postnatal bleeding, or illness, or traveling. You can postpone it to another day after Ramadan, and it's okay for you, and it's just like Ramadan. One thing very important. This is what have made me like think after the class. If that person or if that student was asking like that, if that person he made or nullified, invalidated, broke his fasting because of sexual intercourse, at that time it is also haram, and he has to make up. But at that time there is expiation, kafara they call it. Expiation means that he has to do one of three things in a series. Like according to the majority of the scholars, they said like you have to do the first one, first thing, freeing a slave, which is not available nowadays. It was available at emancipating means a slave. It's not available nowadays. If you don't have, or if you cannot, because you don't have money at that time, because it's not available nowadays. So you have to go to the next step, okay, which is fasting 2 months consecutively. Means I have to complete these 2 months day by day, 60 days, one by one. It's not like today 5 days, tomorrow 10, like 7, like this. Consecutively means I have to complete 60 days. 60 days. Then, if you cannot, you have a problem, you have sickness, you have any kind of like things that preventing you from fasting these days, then you have to feed 60 poor people. 60. Okay. What should I feed them? Should I feed them like rice, fried chicken, hamburgers? No. It is the food that the most or the majority of the people in that country they eat. Like for example, majority of people here they are eating like for example they're eating rice. Some other countries they are eating broad beans. Others they are using wheat bread, like using it with the bread. And some of them that macaroni they are eating. Some of them they eating dates. Okay, date fruits. I mean, so that food you can take that food and you can, according to some scholars like Hanbalis, they said it is half sa. Sa is a measurement that was used at that time. They call it sa. Sa, like 4 times of a man's handful, full hand. Okay, but half sa we said here, not sa. That means mud. Mud is one sa is for mud. Okay, one sa for mud. Four. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is sa. One is sa, mud, they call it. So some of the scholars they said 2 muds. Some of the scholars they said one. Okay, so if you want to get out, as we said before, we put this rule. If you want to get out of the conflicts or the disagreement between the scholars, do it too. It's not like that big much difference it will make for you, because it's like, for example, rice, dates, it's all like cheap. Mostly the common food that we are using in the countries, it should be why it is common, because it is available for everyone and because it is like cheap for everyone. So it is the common food of that country. You have to do like this. Okay, so either first, emancipating means freeing a slave, not available, we said. Fasting 2 months consecutively means 60 days, or you have to feed 60 people. Okay, this is the answer of the question from different aspects. However, there are some other points we will highlight today, inshallah, at the end or second part of this class. So let's go and start today's class, which is beginning of and end of the fasting day. By the way, we have talked about this class in the previous class. We said that it begins from the daybreak until the sunset. But daybreak means the sunnah is you need to wait until the daybreak. The sunnah, I'm saying. The sunnah, which means that you need to do or to eat the sahur. What is the sahur? It is a pre-dawn meal. It is a small meal. Okay, don't be like a camel, drink like 4 liters of water. It doesn't make any difference. Okay, don't like be a monster to eat so much you think that will give you a push at the till the end of the day. No, just eat something which the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he himself, he said that in the sahur there is a barakah in the sahur. It is a blessed meal. Blessed meal, that means don't miss up this meal. And the timing, the best time for the meal, for this meal, for the sahur, is to be at the end of the night before the day breaks. Some people, what do? They are eating and sleep. And he wakes up next morning. When he eats and sleep, or she eats and sleep, the sunnah, she eats, or he eats with the intention that this is my sahur. Okay. But he did not make the sahur 100% according to the sunnah. Sometimes we do the sunnah, but not 100% the sunnah. Because the sunnah is that to eat at a specific time. Now you ate, but not at that same time. So, like maybe 50%, let's say, you did of the sunnah. That's number one. Number two, you started your fasting once you have slept. Means like you ate like, let's say, 1 a.m., you ate and slept, then you woke up for Fajr prayer, and you didn't eat anything. That means your fasting started so much earlier than what is required, which is from the daybreak. And the Prophet ﷺ, you know, Ramadan is not about to make you weak. Weak means that you cannot do. We said in the previous class, it makes the desires, instincts weaker, so you can control it, but doesn't mean that it makes you weak to the extent that you cannot do your daily activities. You can work, you can do whatever you want. So you need to eat this much of food directly before the day breaks. Number one. This is number two. The Prophet, he himself, he said that there is a barakah for the suhoor. Even if someone did not find anything to eat, let him drink water, sips of water, like little bit of water. Just do it. There is a barakah in this one, and I have tried this one myself. Even sometimes I'm not that kind of person who, when he wakes up, because I sleep at Ramadan, I don't take it like one shot. Yeah, some people there at Ramadan, they don't sleep. They sleep at morning time. I have work, so I have to sleep at night. And when I wake up, I'm not the kind of person who likes to eat when he wakes up. I cannot eat directly after I wake up. So I wake up a little bit early. Then I go eat like little bit. Then I pray. Then until Fajr. Then Fajr starts. I go for the Fajr prayer. I always at least drink water. Eat like 3 days, 5, 7. It depends on that day itself. Wallahi, I find the barakah really. I found the blessings of that, even sometimes of that sahur, even if I only drink water. Next day I don't have anything to. I don't have any requirement for the food or drink. Even I was living in a hot area. Okay, so drinking or having some food. And by the way, here I just want to highlight something. Yani, Ramadan is not a month of eating. We always talk about this one. Ramadan is not a month of eating. Ramadan is a month, for me, I feel it's a month of diet. In fact, I feel every Ramadan I start my own diet. Okay, so at least I say that in Ramadan I have to lose like 4 kilos minimum, like average, plus minus. I need to lose some weight, because there is a time. There is the schedule and the scheme of this month. It helps you. Even if you want to eat so much during like iftar, when you break your fast, maghrib. Okay, just to stop eating, and don't eat late at night before you sleep. Change the way you eat. Don't take your dinner, just like have like small snacks at evening time. Then afterwards they will lose weight. But some other people, they start to bring like sweets. It's a Nowadays Ramadan is a party. Nowadays Ramadan is an anniversary. People, they are making like series, songs, happiness, new clothes, invites, the invitations. They are inviting nowadays. They are inviting people for the sahur meal. Before it was, I'm inviting you for the iftar. Why I'm inviting for the iftar? Because the Prophet ﷺ has said that whoever feed a person, fasting person, he will get his the same as his deeds, and that will never reduces from the deeds of the fasting person. You will get the same rewards of that fasting person, and the fasting person, he will not lose any of his deeds because you have fed him. Okay, so from that religious point of view, people are inviting each other, and this is like a traditions, and it's very nice. It's okay. But nowadays they are making sahur invitations. People are going for sahur invitations. It's night time. It is the third part of the night. It is like a qiyamul layl time. It's not a happiness and parties or invitations time. You have to go, you have to sleep, you have to make yourself to have power for the next day. You have to go and like pray for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, complete your like recitation of the Quran. It is all at the night. Ramadan is about night. It is about night, Ramadan. Okay? And they are wasting their nights with invitations, movies, some kind of playings, traditional playings. They do it while Ramadan, and so on and so forth. And nowadays it's too much. It became too much. Yeah. Wallahi, I'm seeing nowadays some things that are like making you crazy. In fact, really make you crazy. It is not a month of worship now for some people nowadays. It is a month. It is anniversary. It is a month of party. They are taking this month as a party, like this directly. It is party for them. Okay. Uh, I don't know why I'm talking like, but it is like it hurts. In fact. So the sahur, it is a desirable sunnah to have it at the end of the night before the sun breaks or day breaks, and for the iftar, you have to hasten breaking your fast. Don't wait, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you the permission. Now you can eat, O my slave. It's just like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave you that is bounty. You can eat now this time. You say, okay, later on I can. Before Ramadan, once it was legislated, before Ramadan was from after Isha. Okay, once you pray Isha, you cannot say do anything. Only between Maghrib and Isha. This is your time. So if you pray Isha, that means you have to start fasting again at the beginning of fasting Ramadan. So break your fast in Maghrib, you stop in Isha. But if you slept in the middle between Isha and Maghrib, that's it for you. If you woke up later on, you cannot eat and drink. Understood? Two conditions. Either you pray Isha, you reach to the Isha, okay, that means start fasting again, or in between, if you slept, and sometimes we sleep after Maghrib because we feel like full. You eat so much. Because you eat so much, you feel tired. You need to sleep. If you slept in between Isha and Maghrib, if you slept, that is it. That's it for you. For you specifically, that's it. So it is a bounty from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Later on, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has revealed an ayah that حتى يتبين لكم الخيط الأبيض من الخيط الأسود من الفجر. That means the what we have talked about like last in the previous class, the white thread of the daybreak. When you see it clear, that time you have to stop eating. And before that, as we said, it is the Isha prayer. So it is a bounty. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He's giving you the permission to eat. So you have to start to eat. And there is a hadith from the Prophet ﷺ, authentic hadith, that we have to hasten the breaking our fast before we see the stars at the night. It has to be like that. Okay. Some of the people in Janaba state. He's talking about the Janaba. If someone slept and he woke up or she woke up with a Janaba state, okay, what should I do first? I don't have time. Should I go and take the ritual bath, ghusl, or should I start like my sahur? If I go for the ghusl, that means I will miss the sahur. So you do the sahur. Janaba washing is not it's not like you are not in a hurry for having this kind of worship, which is janaba, ghusl washing, ritual bath they call it. Okay, you don't need to hasten this one. Even you can do it after for the ladies, because men, they are going to the masjid, they need to do the ritual bath before they go to the masjid at the fajr prayer. But for the ladies, they can even delay it until the uh, time or when they want to pray, so they can pray later on a little bit. Okay, so the janaba, it doesn't conflict or invalidates your fasting. You can delay it. Okay, there is no haste for the janaba washing. Okay, but for the sahur, you have to do it before the day breaks, right? So do the sahur, finish everything. Okay, take it easy. Then afterwards, once you finish, do your ritual bath and go for the masjid. If you are a man, if you are a woman, you have more time. Okay, so you can do it later on and wash. Muslims must have the intention to observe the obligatory fasting every before from the night of the day before. Now, let me talk about this issue and tell you. Now, do I have the question is like that? Do I have to have the intention for every day, or I have to have the intention from the beginning of Ramadan? Once tomorrow is Ramadan, they said tomorrow is Ramadan at the night. From this night, we have the entered Ramadan. You know, night precedes day in Islam. Means night, then day. Yeah, it means the day starts at night. Maghrib, you know this. So once the Maghrib called for the prayer of Maghrib, now, few hours ago, he called for the Maghrib. So we are in the next day. Not like sometimes I'm asking the students when is the next day starts. They say after 12 a.m. we have entered the next day. In Islam, no, we don't have this like system of timing. In Islam, whenever he calls the adhan, he calls for the prayer of Maghrib. That means we enter the next day. So we entered the next day after Maghrib. So tomorrow Ramadan. So now we are in Ramadan almost. We are in Ramadan. Namely, we are in Ramadan, but fasting did not start. So now I have to have the niyyah, intention to fast Ramadan. Now, if I have the niyyah today, I will have tomorrow Ramadan. I will fast Ramadan. All Ramadan I will fast. This is my intention. So, is this enough for all Ramadan? Means next night I don't have the same intention. I don't need to have the same intention. And next night for 30 days or 29 days. There is a dispute between the scholars. Scholars, like majority of the scholars, Hanafi, Maliki, Hanafi, Shafi'i, Hanbali, they said every night, once you break your fast from this time until Fajr, every night you have to have the intention for the next day. Maliki and some of the Hanbalis, they said no need. The first night you had the intention to fast all Ramadan, so no need to have the intention. Okay? Even they said, what is the intention? Does the intention that I have to say, I am having the intention for fasting tomorrow, the second day of Ramadan, Iman and Wahtisaban for the sake of Allah. And inshallah, I will continue fasting for the next day and next day. And every day I sit like this and talk. No need. They said, just if you on your heart that this glimpse came to your heart at the night that tomorrow I'm fasting, that's it. It is enough. This glimpse of thinking comes to your heart that tomorrow I'm fasting. That's it. It is enough at the night. No need to sit and say this phrase or statement. No need to say anything. Okay. And others, they said they have one time, do it at the beginning, and that's it. For me, I follow the Maliki in this case. Maliki, I follow the Maliki. However, I have the intention every night, because once I start for the sahur, why are you waiting for sahur? Why are you eating sahur? With the intention that I'm fasting next day. Otherwise, I will not have the sahur every night, right? So this is intention by itself. If someone asks you, why are you eating this time? It's not time of eating. Because tomorrow Ramadan I have to fast. That's it. That means that it came to your heart that I'm waking up for tomorrow's fasting day. Don't say, I didn't say it. No need for saying. The intention is there in your heart. And the proof for the intention is that I woke up. I woke up. Okay. Let's say you slept from the night. For those scholars who said the intention for every night is important, they said if he slept from before the night until the next day, he didn't have the intention. Okay. But as I told you, in this case, me myself, I feel that the Maliki and some of the Hanbalis there, I follow this opinion that one night. However, I have the intention for every night. In order to what? To get myself out of the conflict of the scholars, okay, or dispute between the scholars. Okay. Uh, so this is number one. Number two, this is about the niyyah. Okay, it is desirable to hasten fasting, fast breaking, if sunset is verified, whether by sight. And we said that we have to hasten the breaking our fast. How? As we said previously, whether by sight you see it yourself, or whether by informing by a trustworthy someone like your friend or someone, a Muslim, trustworthy Muslim, he told you like, I have heard the adhan, or I have seen the sun dropped below the horizon, or you hear the adhan directly, follow. Don't say that this is mistake, this is not right adhan, like those people. You will find this kind of people sometimes. Okay, it is an act of the sunnah to break one's fast with eating some. How can I break my fast? How can I break? What should I eat first? We all know that breaking the fast, I need the sunnah. The best sunnah is to eat three ripe date fruits. Ripe means like it is like soft. Okay, the color is like dark brown, black, something like that. Even sometimes it is red, but it is soft, means ripe. Okay, this is, they call it date fruits. Okay, rotab, rotab. Balah means that it is like little bit hard, and sometimes it is yellowish color. The second choice. The third choice, you don't have anything, drink water. Don't jump for the rice. Don't jump on the soup. Don't jump. Wait. Okay, drink a little bit water. If you have, we said, as if you have dates, eat dates, drink water, take whatever you want later on. Okay, but it is preferable and more healthy that you eat little bit, then you go pray for the Maghrib, then come back again. Don't fill your empty stomach directly. Put like 1, 2, 3 kgs of food on your stomach directly, one shot. Okay, some people they do like that. It hurts. And this is not the sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. For men, it is important for them to pray in the masjid. Some of the scholars here in the book, as I have seen, the author of the book, he's following this opinion. The congregational prayer is a must for obligatory for the men. Okay, however, I believe that it is sunnah mu'akkada, stressed, emphasized sunnah. Okay, so you need to pray with the jama'ah. Don't leave the congregation. The least number of praying people at the Maghrib prayer during Ramadan, the least number you find it there. All are sitting eating on the tables. They are forgetting the prayer. Okay, in congregation. Even sometimes, you eat so much, even you feel lazy. You just leave it until like before Isha, a little bit before Isha, you go pray. Okay, so for men, and by the way, mostly in Muslims countries, all the Muslims countries that I have visited, they have like little bit futur, nice, sometimes full futur, iftar, okay, or sometimes they are little bit like dates, snacks, water in the masjid. So you can go there, break your fast, pray, go back home. Okay, or otherwise, bring your dates with you, bottle of water. If you didn't find something like that in the masjid, break your fast, pray Maghrib, go back home. Okay. If there, but in the house, if you don't want to go to the masjid, or for the ladies with their kids, with their children, teach them to eat little bit according to the sunnah, dates or and tell them go pray, then come back again. The prayer is most important. It's more important than eating. We have broke our fasting. Now we need to pray to make the stomach ready for the next junk food that will come, the 5 kilos that will come. Make it ready for that and go pray, then come back again. Okay? If there are not any right dates, as we said, you can go for the normal date, which is like we said, hard date, or other than that, you can go for the water. Okay. A Muslim should rather break his fast first, then head for the mosque, as we said also. When breaking his fast, he has to invoke Allah. This is a time where when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will answer our supplications, our invocations. So this is a time to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala of whatever you want. Do you have any question regarding this chapter? Because I have some time, so we can go for the next chapter. Do you have a question?
Right. Walaikum salam.
Alaikum salam.
You're good? No, Khadija, go ahead.
Thank you. I was about to ask about the intention. You mentioned for Ramadan, it's okay to have an intention for the whole month. And what about the Sunnah fasting?
Your voice is cutting, sister.
Be? And can we have more than one intention for non-obligatory fasting? For example, I'm fasting Shawwal, I'm fasting Monday at the same time.
Okay. Fasting non-obligatory means voluntary fasting. You niyyah, according to some scholars, you can start the niyyah whenever you remember that you want, in condition that you didn't make any of the things that nullifies, we will talk about now, that nullifies your fasting. So, for example, I woke up 12 p.m. Then I said, 12 p.m. now, like 5 hours, 6 hours left for the Maghrib, so I'm Sa'im, inni Sa'im. This is what happened, what the Prophet ﷺ, he was doing. He was asking Aisha radiallahu anha, do we have a breakfast? Do we have food today? She said sometimes we don't have. Said, inni Sa'im. Then he was not finding food. He was not finding food in his house, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Then he decides at that time, he decides to fast. The scholar said that it should be that you did not drink before, eat before, or did anything that nullifies your fasting before the day breaks. After morning time. Okay, you can. Others said, like Shafi'i, he said that this is until 12, like until Dhuhr prayer. Until Dhuhr prayer, you can do like this because the Sunnah has come like that. Okay. Some of the scholars, they said even before Maghrib, 1 hour, 2 hours before Maghrib, you can start fasting. If you didn't eat all this time, you can start. But the reward for you will be start from whenever you started your intention. Like if I started 10 a.m., my intention to fast, we are talking about the voluntary only. Then my friend, he has or me again, another day, I started 12 a.m., that 10 a.m. is better than 12 a.m.
Okay.
Shafi'i, they said that 12, after 12, like after Dhuhr means almost like 12. I'm saying 12, it's like Dhuhr, okay, noon time. You cannot, after that, you cannot have the intention, and that's it. Until the noon time or Dhuhr prayer, okay, afternoon prayer, this is your permissible time to have your intention. Others, they said it's open. However, in both cases, if you are fasting today, at 10 a.m., you will get more rewards because it will be the rewards start counting from 10 to Maghrib. If you started like at 12 p.m., that means your starting of fasting will be counted from 12. Like less rewards will be. Okay, this is how you have to notice. The other question was what was combining the niyyah? We have talked about this one previously. Can I combine both niyyahs of like Monday, Thursday fasting with 6 of Shawwal? Yes, because both of these days, like Monday and Thursday, this fasting sunnah, and Shawwal, it is not specific. It is a specific timing or due date. It's just like the Prophet ﷺ, he said, you fast 6 days of Shawwal, whatever the day is that, from 1 to 30 or from 1 to 29. And also at the same time, on the other hand, Thursday and Monday is a day for fasting. He likes to fast these days because the reason that this is the day of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has started created Adam and so on and so forth. So you can combine these two niyyahs. So whenever you want to fast 6 of Shawwal, you can do it like every Thursday and Monday. And maybe the white days like 13, 14, 15. Okay? It's also acceptable.
Yes, Jazakallah khairan, Brother Lucas.
I think we don't have that much time left, so we will never go for the next chapter, chapter 3. If you have any other questions, we can answer the questions, or otherwise we can conclude now.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify, when you were talking about breaking the fast intentionally, right? I believe, and just wanted to confirm if I understood it correctly, the sequence, right? So let's just say someone breaks their fast
Lucas,
intentionally.
Have, a question?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. So if someone intentionally breaks their fast by eating or drinking, right, they eventually want to go back, they can go back, but they have to make up that day. And then we made a distinction that, okay. Huh?
What do you mean by go back?
They keep fasting.
They ate already.
Yeah.
Then they want to keep fasting.
Right. Yeah. So, okay. This is what I remember. They break their fast. If they break their fast intentionally by eating or drinking, they have to make up that day, right? But whether they continue or not, they don't continue, do they? Now, we made a distinction that if that fasting is broken by marital relations, there's expiation, and the expiation is freeing a slave, which we can't do. And then in this sequence, they have to do the 2 consecutive months, right? So they have to do 60 days, not just one day, but 60 days, or feeding, what was it, 30 people, basically feeding the poor people, right?
60.
So did I understand the distinction correctly? So there is a difference between, the marital relations and just the intentional eating or drinking.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that correct?
Exactly, correct. You have understood this correctly. And this next class also will go elaborate about this one. But I have covered this issue. And even maybe next class we will not talk about this issue. It is already covered. And by the way, if someone has intentionally, he broke his fasting, or she broke her fasting by eating or drinking, and she said, oh, I have made a mistake, or I have made like... it was a sin, and I repent to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. She or he needs to continue fasting, but it is not counted as a day. But we said that you need to continue fasting because for the sake of the sacredness of the day. So don't say, oh yes, I made a mistake, I was the sinful person, may Allah forgive me. Oh, you are eating in front of the people. I did a mistake, I have to hide it. I have to conceal myself. I don't show that I have did a mistake. So continue, and even if you, especially if you repent, I will, even for those who have an excuse, like you are a traveler in a country where people are fasting, or if you are sick but in a people you are fasting, don't let people backbite you or talk badly about you. It's a reputation, and also they said the sacredness of the day. So I have an excuse, or I don't have an excuse, I am not allowed to eat. This is why in some countries, they are saying that the public eating and drinking while Ramadan is not acceptable. It is like it is a wrong mistake that according to the rules of the countries. Not don't open like the what they call it, restaurants. It shouldn't be open like at the daytime. They close like the coffee shops or something like that. This is because of these are all they call it like activities of contradicting with the fasting day or contradicting with the virtues or the rituals of Ramadan. In some countries they do like that. Okay, for personal, for this is in public. For persons individually, each one of us should be do like that. Should do like that. Yes.
Right, right, right. Yeah, no, thank you. And a second thing, small clarification on the breaking of the fast or starting the fast, right? Because as we said, we should hasten to finish the fasting, to break the fast. And also in the morning, we should be delaying it, right? What is the kind of the proper way of doing this, taking into consideration that, you know, back in the day, it was more on the sightseeing, right? People were looking, it's like, okay, is the sun's up? And they were basically going by the sun, which is more approximate rather than today when we follow timetables, right? And then you've got timetables and, you know, people stick to the very minute and then they finishing their drink just, you know, a few seconds before or after. It gets kind of very, very precise to the point that, you know, people can get OCD about it, right? So what's the what are the limits there? Would you mind elaborating on it a little bit?
See, as I told you last time, that if you are a person who is living in an open area like a desert or something like that, you can see it by yourself. You do that by yourself. Okay, you can see it by yourself. Sometimes I was traveling while in Ramadan and fasting also, and in the desert, in the middle of the highway, and I can see the sun. Once it's and there is no masjid even. Okay, there is no masjid. It's open area, so I'm seeing the sun. Once I'm 100% sure that the sun has disappeared because there is no mountains, for example, no hills. It's just like a flat land, and still like I can see the horizon, not behind the mountains. Okay, I say that this is the time, and this is what was happening at that time when at the time of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then when we see this one, we start to call for the prayer. Now we have said that we are not able to do so nowadays. We are living in a cities. Even we cannot see the light because of the lights of the streets and this one, you cannot see. You know, if you live in a city without any lighting, you can see the stars sometimes. Once they lit up the city, you cannot see anything in the sky. So all these things disappears in the cities. So how can I depend? I depend on the government itself. I depend on if they are following timetables, schedules. This is their calculations. They are responsible for it, and I'm following them. If they have mistakes or something like that, I am next to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I'm following the people who are responsible for this issue. The Awqaf ministry, they are responsible for this in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for all the Muslims in this country. They are responsible. This is a responsibility for them. They are responsible for us. Later on, if there is a mistake, we will tell Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we are following them. They are the community or the establishment that they have said we are responsible for this one and we will do it. They did their calculations or they have someone there to call them. They say, I saw the sun dropping behind the horizon, so you can call for the prayer now. We don't know. And for the start of Ramadan or Eid, the telescopes and all these are calculations. Now, people they are a little bit like reluctant or a little bit hesitant because of I don't know whether he's doing mistake or not doing mistakes. My dear, there are in cities, especially in Muslim countries, you have more than even one masjid. You have your applications now. You have like TV. Okay, you can okay, but for the by the way, here I just want to highlight something. Do I need to wait until he finishes his prayer call, or once he say Allahu Akbar I can eat? Because sometimes I see some Muslims, they say don't eat until he finishes. Why he finishes? He takes 5 minutes to finish his prayer call. He takes 5 minutes. So once he starts, he said Allahu Akbar, that means the time has come. Okay, so time has come, and he finishes within 10 minutes, within 5 minutes, within 1 hour calling for the prayer. I don't care. Let him finish, but I will eat. Once he said Allahu Akbar, we can eat. Okay. If you put yourself in this situation, as you said, okay, you put yourself like, is he making a mistake? Is he doing like that? So and so. Is he right? Correct? Wrong? La la la. You will go get in so much problems later on. Okay. Why you are believing this Imam? You are not believing that one. Why you are breaking your fast? Why you are fasting now? Make it delay it. Blah blah. You will not like. Will be. Yeah, you will have OCD. Yeah? Definitely later on. So just depend on them. It's easy, and they are responsible in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They are responsible for us.
Thank you. Jazakumullah khairan.
Okay. No other questions? Okay. So we can finish now, right, Sister Khadija?
Yes, brother. Does anyone have any other questions?
By the way,
Okay.
I have seen that in my background. There is a trumpets here. But sorry for that. Yani. I don't believe
We
in
will try
these
to
things. I think
clear
it's
it.
haram. I just discarded this one. You can see. Okay, I will change it later on. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. Thank you so much for listening. والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.